Welcome to Chamber Highlights with Kelly and Tony. Happy holidays.
Happy holidays.
Got my brand new co-host here, Tony Carrico. He's our new membership director at the Brunswick County Chamber.
Thanks for the intro, Kelly. It's good to be here and looking forward to being a part of the show.
Yeah, I'm excited. You know, Jessica did a good run with us, and now we've got a new dynamic. And I know today our topics are a little more serious, so I don't think they'll see our fun, playful side, but I think they will come next month.
Yeah,
but at
absolutely.
least for today, we'll get the serious topics out there that are really important, not only
Close
for
to
the
my heart.
Exactly, not only for the holiday season, but for the year round. You know that kind of thing. So,
Absolutely.
yeah.
Looks like today we're having a Seaside United Methodist Church Pastor Scott Wilson Parsons with us. He's going to be talking about their free store called Edge of the Field. Brunswick County Christian Recovery is going to be here with Pastor Larry Shreve, and he's also bringing along with him Tony Sirio, who is a recent graduate of the program there. And then last but not least will be Jamie Shoemaker with Providence Home. He will be here to talk about that.
Awesome. So stay tuned. Up next is Scott Wilson Parsons with the Edge of the Field Free Store.
Welcome, Pastor Scott. It's good to have you here with us today on the show.
Yeah.
Thank you, Tony.
We're excited to hear all about Edge of the Field Free Store. So tell us a little bit about it. How long has this free store been around?
The free store started in February of 2011 after we had some conversation at the church about actually Leviticus 19, where it gives instructions to the people of God as they have come into the promised land and they begin farming, that when they harvest their field, they're supposed to leave the edge of the field untouched. And the reason for that was so that the poor of the land could come. But one of the interesting things about that is it said that that the edge of the field doesn't belong to you, that the edge of the field belongs to God. And so God set that aside for those in the community who perhaps didn't have land to grow produce on and needed a way to provide for themselves. And so leaving the edge of the field and also what the harvesters who were harvesting by hand, what they might have dropped along the way. And after that conversation, we began thinking about what we do in our food pantry at Seaside every week on Tuesdays. And realizing that every family, of course, has need for food, but every household also has need for other things that outside of food, basic necessities to clean. If you've got children in the household, you're going to have diapers and wipes and those sorts of things, soap, towels, basic clothing, shoes, and it began as just a table that we would set up with things that we had collected and purchased available during the food pantry, and eventually we set up a whole room, and it stays there all week, and it stops during the week, but on Tuesdays from 10 to 12 it's available for folks in the community that have those kinds of needs.
So how many volunteers does it take to run this operation?
Started with just one. And very quickly it outstripped the ability of one person to kind of keep it going. So now we have 5 active volunteers who operate the free store each week.
Now, Sandy Bell was the one that started it, so I think of it now as, just a few weeks ago we had Hurricane Sandy come through and she demolished the areas, and you've got your own Hurricane Sandy, but she came in and did good. She came in and started this brainchild and has really helped your church get out there in the community. I know, at the chamber, she lets people know, hey, if you have stuff to donate, I'll be happy to come pick it up. She'll come pick it up. She'll deliver it. you know, that's awesome that you have church members that are so involved in your church and that really truly care about the community. I know, speaking from firsthand, we work with Sandy, she works at the chamber, but I know her passion truly lies at the Free Store, and she is so passionate about helping others, and she's so emotional about it, and she constantly talks about the weeklies that you have that come in there, and these are people that are truly in need of products that, you know, we take for granted. You know, these people can't come in, you know, they're coming in for Lysol or for body wash or even just a towel that, you know, at our homes, I'm sure we have all this
It's
pretty much
common
stocked.
stuff that you don't think about as other people really having a need for and not being able to have access to it.
And you take clothing too. I know, you know, we're constantly donating stuff to the store. My husband and I are cleaning out our house constantly and just bringing in stuff. And I see other chamber members that will come by and just load Sandy's car up with stuff. And she takes everything from beds to shoes to socks. She'll take whatever you can give her, and that's awesome.
Sandy spends a lot of time kind of in between each week. You know, it's not something that we just sort of open the door and say, come in, and it's all, if it's all already set up, it's because Sandy and others have taken the time during the week between the open times to make sure that it's stocked and that it's neat and clean, and we have everything that we need, and if we're out of something, we go get it and make sure that we have it for folks.
And I know you guys take diapers. That's a big thing that people come in, and I know, I believe you have a limit on how many you can take each week. I think Sandy was telling us.
We have it's a large, you know, paper grocery sack, and that's kind of the way we limit it. You fill up the sack, and that's what that's the limit. It's not a per item limit or anything like that.
Now, how do they qualify for coming in there? I know you run it in conjunction with the food pantry, but how do you know that the people coming in there aren't just taking advantage of your kindness, that they're truly folks that are in need of your services?
Well, there is an intake process with the food pantry. It's not too grueling, but we do keep track of who's there, and this also provides some statistical backup when we apply for a grant or anything to have additional support for the ministry. But you know, basically we get your name, and it's largely on the honor system.
It's amazing, isn't it?
It's absolutely.
It's heartwarming to know there's people out there that do stuff like that.
Absolutely, it's just something to see. I've always had a heart for Mission Works, and this is, when I look at this is a mission field that's right in your back door. Many people think of mission fields as being going off to Africa or to Peru or Nicaragua or somewhere like that, but we have mission fields right in our back doors if we'll just look for them, and you guys have taken that mission on here in Brunswick County, and that's awesome.
And I think that, you know, with the economy still being somewhat sluggish as we've gone through this very difficult time over the last few years, the need for our food pantry and the Free Store, as well as the other ones that are operated in the county, has just grown. The importance of that work for so many families is just incalculable.
Well, and that's obvious too with the fact that you just started this. You'll be coming up on your 2-year anniversary just a couple of months away now, and you've already grown from a one volunteer and opened occasionally to open quite a bit, and then going into having 5 volunteers. Now, Pastor Scott, if you could you tell us where your Free Store is located at, and a little bit about how people can get a hold of you or the Free Store for future reference?
Seaside United Methodist Church is located on 904 in Sunset Beach, and it's 1300 Seaside Road, which is 904 in Sunset. Our phone number is 910-579-5753, and you can reach us on the web at seasideumc.org.
Yep. And don't forget to come out. You've got Christmas trees for sale too to help your church raise money to give back to the community. So stop by and see them, visit them online, give them a call. they're a great organization, and we're so happy to have you on our show.
Thank you very much.
Thank
Glad
you.
to be here.
Welcome back to the show, everyone. I'd like to welcome Pastor Larry Shreve and Tony Serio from Brunswick Christian Recovery Center. Larry is the pastor there, and Tony is one of the recent graduates of the program. Welcome to the show, guys.
Thank you. It's good to be with you.
Thanks
Thank you.
for coming out.
Yes.
So let's just dig right into it. How long has your center been around?
We were opened 2 years ago this month.
Oh, wow. So a fairly new program
Fairly new.
in the community. Tell us a little bit about it. What all do you offer there? What do you do if someone's brand new to the area or they're not really sure what a recovery center is? Tell them what the Brunswick Christian Recovery Center is all about and what you offer.
We are a men's Christian recovery center. We work with men that are addicted to alcohol or drugs, prescription pills. Our program is a Christian program, which means we emphasize the power of Jesus Christ in people's lives. Our goal is when men come to the center, not just to get sober, but to have a relationship with Jesus Christ. And if they'll do that, they'll not only get sober, but they'll have the peace and joy and hope back in their lives again. So we like to emphasize the word Christian in the program.
That's awesome. That's amazing. How many employees do you have that work at the recovery center?
Myself, I'm
Just
actually the
yourself? Okay.
pastor at the program. We'll be seeking a new director in the immediate future to help me out again. So, but right now I'm kind of the pastor, and I have some guys who's been at the center. We call them senior residents, and they pitch in and help out.
So it's like a volunteer system
It's a volunteer
that you
system.
have, and
Yes.
you have some of the graduates that come back and help mentor the new guys that are coming in.
Exactly right.
Okay. And we know you brought Tony with you today, so why don't you introduce him and let Tony maybe tell a little bit of his story and how he got to be at the recovery center and how it's helped him.
Well, Tony's one of our recent graduates, and Tony came to us from Myrtle Beach, and he's done awesome in the program. He's got a new relationship with Jesus Christ, and his life's really back on track again. And our prayer is everybody gets what Tony gets out of this program. So this is Tony.
All right, well, let's see. It started off, I was born February 18th, 1983. I'm from Myrtle Beach, South Carolina. I grew up with a good family. Mother and father were there. My dad was my baseball coach. Played baseball from T-ball all the way through high school. So my family, everything was good. But, the whole time growing up, I always thought something was different about me. I just really couldn't put my finger exactly what it was. Until I was it was like summer of 8th grade, someone offered me some pot for the first time. And I tried it, and I knew. Right then and there, I finally found something, that would make me feel, I guess you could say like I was a part of something. Like made me feel like I can be part of the in crowd, I guess, because that's what everybody did. So I went through high school, played baseball, I had scholarship offers, everything, but I let, partying and everything get the best of me with it. And then I decided, once I went to college, I decided, I'm going to start selling drugs. Instead of paying all of my money, I'll just be that guy and, have whatever I need for free. So, I went through college. First year was good, second year was all right. But, I got greedy and I ended up getting busted. And from there, it wound me up in prison. I sat in prison for 26 months. And, you think through the whole time of being in prison, it would decide, why would someone like me, after going through prison, want to go back out and do drugs? And basically what that did was just give me fuel for my fire. I came out meaner, angrier, so I started using harder drugs. I started using a lot more cocaine. College was out, so I got a job doing heating and air conditioning, where I ended up almost cutting my finger off. And for 50 weeks, the doctor was prescribing me Percocets. I was getting 50 of them every Tuesday. And from that basically gave me an opiate dependency, and from doing that, once they completely cut me off of them, my body was dependent on it, so I started moving on to Oxycontins, which finally led me to heroin, and basically almost wrecked my life. I ended up going through 3 different rehabs. And in each rehab I was in before this one, you know, I tried to hold on to my old ideas, tried to, you know, do what I wanted to do still. I never completely surrendered and gave up, you know, and gave myself to a program like Jesus Christ, like this program. And it took me going through those rehabs, getting out, you know, going back out and having to experience, you know, more pain and more suffering. To this point, it came to the point to where I was homeless. I got kicked out. My family didn't want me around no more. My friends didn't want me around. I had nobody. I mean, I was that guy, you know, nobody wanted me around. And if I came around, I would do it. I would take everything you have and then help you find your wallet the next day. Try and find your wallet, you know, and basically after that it was, you know, I felt hopeless. I was working at the Myrtle Beach Speedway and I seen a sign that had a booth set up there and said, you know, free help for addicts. So I walked past it and I looked at it and I was like, you know what, maybe I should do this time. So I went up there and I ended up talking to Pastor Larry and a couple of the other guys, and I didn't want to say it was me. I said, you know, I have a brother, and, you know, he's got a problem, and here I am about out of it, you know. And so they gave me the pamphlets, gave me the numbers, and said, well, you know, have him give us a call. I said, all right, I'll see what I can do. I'll talk to him. So, you know, I went home for about 2 weeks. I battled myself. You know, should I call these people? Should I not? You know, just to the point to where I gave up, and I called up and I talked to Larry, and he said, well, you know, first you got to come in for an interview, and we'll see what happens from there. And I told him on the phone, I said, Pastor Larry, I said, if I come up there, my parents will drive me up there, but they're not going to drive me back. He said, they're going to pack my stuff, and then they're going to drop me off. So I ended up going up there, sat through the interview, and I was broken. I was crying, you know. My life, I had finally hit my bottom, you know. So I entered into the program. Larry let me in, and man, I'll tell you what, the program changed my life. Because like I said before, I've never completely, you know, surrendered, gave my life to Christ until I came there. Before I came there, you know, it was all about me and what I wanted to do. And I'm going to do what I can to get over on you to get what I want. But being there made me realize it's not about me anymore. It's about helping the next man, spreading the word, and doing whatever I can do to glorify God, because he's the only one that can save us. He helped me.
Very good.
And you know, I tell all y'all this right now, and the viewers out there, that I don't say all my past like that to glorify what I've done. You know, I just let you know I served the devil well. You know, I was one of the top lieutenants in his army. But today, you know, sitting here with you guys, I can tell y'all I'm a changed man. I don't serve him no more. I have a new God. I have a new person, and it's God.
Well, it takes great courage to come out here and truly open your heart up and tell your story, not only to those of us that are sitting here in the studio, but to the thousands of people that are out there watching. And I know that there's at least one person that's touched, and you've helped somebody, and you've helped the center get their name out there, and I just commend you for what you've done. That's awesome.
Absolutely. Kelly and I both, this is both close to our hearts. We've experienced it in our own families in the past and present too, and you've touched my heart today.
Yeah, and it's nothing to be ashamed of. I think people sometimes, like you said it was your friend or your brother, actually, you're not your friend, your brother that was in need of help, and you were, you know, that in itself says you were ashamed of what you were doing. It's nothing to be ashamed of. You know, people go through a lot of hard times in their life, and don't let that stop you from getting the help that you need. And I think it's great what you've done, and we're lucky to have you come on and share your story. So our segment's really run quick this time, hasn't it?
Yes, it
I wish we
has.
could talk for 30 more minutes on just your story alone in the Recovery Center, but we're running out of time. So if you could, you know, Pastor Larry, tell them how they can get in touch with you, where you're located, because we know there's someone out there that's in need of your help.
Yes. You can call the Brunswick Christian Recovery Center at 910-287-HELP, H-E-L-P. That's 910-287-4357. There's thousands of people today in Brunswick County, thousands of people today that need help. And although we do not have a women's facility open yet, we can help women. We have places we work with. And I just urge you today, don't give up hope. Please don't give up hope. We work with people every day who have given up. Do not give up. There's help, and we know how to help people. And we want to thank the fine people of Brunswick County who supported us, who's helped keep the doors open. We are so blessed, and we just give glory to God today for being able to do this.
We thank you for coming on. It's truly been a pleasure having you here today.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
All right, welcome back, guys, to their third and final segment for today's show. I would like to introduce and welcome Jamie Shoemaker from Providence Home, which serves as Brunswick County's emergency teen shelter here in Brunswick County, North Carolina. Welcome to the show, Jamie.
Thank you. I'm happy to be here.
Yeah, thanks for coming out. We're excited to hear more about your teen emergency shelter and what you do. So let's start it with, how long has Providence Home been in existence?
Well, we are wrapping up our 15th year in existence
Wow.
in Brunswick County. We opened the doors, the home in Southport, November the 19th, 1997. So we're coming to a little anniversary here. And we're happy to have been able to accomplish a lot of the things that we've done.
That's amazing. 15 years.
That's a long time.
That
That's
means you've been
excellent.
successful.
Been extremely
be-
successful.
Yeah.
We've helped, over the 15 years, hundreds of kids with our program.
And when you say hundreds of kids, what is it exactly you do at Providence Home to help these kids? And what are they coming looking for help for?
Providence Home is a home that takes teens that are in an emergency situation, be it that they need to be removed from the home on a temporary basis until we can determine what the next step is. We provide a wholesome Christian environment at no charge to the family or the children for up to 90 days.
Oh, wow.
Wow.
That's an amazing thing. How many employees does it take to run your facility?
Oh, that's a great question. We actually have 7 employees.
Okay.
We have a full-time executive director, Warren Mortley, who is tremendous. We are so blessed to have him on our staff. We have an office manager and also a counselor that is certified by the state. We also have 2 sets of house parents that oversee the runnings of the home and the children and everything.
Okay.
And when you say children, you take both boys and girls?
We do.
And what ages?
We take both boys and girls from ages 10 to 17, up to 6 at a time. The Providence home is kind of interesting. The actual home is the old Dosher Hospital, which Dr. Dosher had when he ran the hospital out of the top floor of his house. Way back when we were looking for grants and donations to purchase the home and renovate the home, it was the perfect setting because each bedroom has its own bathroom, and it was just the perfect setup for a house to turn this into a children's home.
That does sound perfect. I've been visited some in other areas and seen them where they take just a normal house on the street or in a neighborhood and turn it into a home for boys or girls or both. And typically you've got a 3 or 5 bedroom house with 2 or 3 baths that they're all sharing. So that is a perfect situation.
Yes, it is. Yes, it is.
Now, how is the house funded? Do you get it from grants? Do you get it from the government, or do you take donations? How exactly do you guys keep the house up and running?
Actually, it's all of the above. We do have some county support, and we do work with the state as well with some funding there. We just recently, last month, had a wonderful fundraiser out at Silver Coast Winery. Little dinner dance thing. It was just so successful, but it's those types of fundraisers that we do that help fund the Providence Home and all of its operations, as well as our 3 thrift stores. We have the Sheltered Treasures thrift stores, one located in Calabash, one located in Ocean Isle Beach, and one located in Southport.
Okay.
And so that's pretty much how we fund our operation.
And those are run by volunteers that come in, or are they run by employees?
We have one employee per store, plus we have a store manager that oversees all 3 of them, and a slew of volunteers at those stores to help sort through the wonderful donations that are given to us and set up the wonderfully placed stores. So yeah, we have both volunteers and paid people in those stores.
So if someone wants to volunteer, they can totally contact Providence Home and say, hey, I saw you on ATMC and, you touched my heart and I want to come out there and volunteer. You'll take any volunteers that
Absolutely.
are willing to do that.
Absolutely.
That's awesome.
Absolutely.
Now, what happens if a girl or a boy, they're 17 and they've aged out where they can't go there anymore? Do you guys offer assistance in the next program up, meaning, they turn 18, they might still be in high school? Where do they go from there? How do they still get the help that they need?
We work directly with Department of Social Services and the county to help with the direction sending and mentoring. One of the things that we do also offer is, in addition to the in-home counseling while they're there, we offer individual counseling, group counseling, and family counseling, but we also do post-counseling after they've left and need to come back. So we do offer that. Now, as far as placement, that's when we work with the county and then the state.
Okay.
Very good.
Awesome.
Well, with all that said, Jamie, give us the folks out there some information about how they can contact you if they have a need for your services there at Providence Home. Let them know where you're at, how they can contact you, and all the information they need.
Absolutely. Well, I can always be contacted because I'm always found throughout the county. But the best way to get involved with the Providence Home is to contact the Providence Home. Jackie Lewis is the office manager. She can be contacted at 910-457-0440. If you'd like to get involved with any of the Sheltered Treasures thrift stores or any type of volunteering, we do also offer tours of the home at request because we want to still protect the anonymity of the children there. But it's a wonderful way to get involved. We also have a website, www.providencehomenc.com. And if you would like to email the Providence Home, it's info@providencehomenc.com.
Yeah. So this has been an amazing show.
Overwhelming
Your first show.
almost.
It has been. It's been very touching. I know, we've teared up a couple of times during
Absolutely.
the show. It's been amazing to learn about the Edge of the Field Free Store at Seaside United Methodist, the Christian Recovery Center, and of course
Home.
Providence Home. And we have lots of other nonprofit organizations that are members of the Brunswick County Chamber. You can call our office at 910-754-6644 or visit us on the web at brunswickcountychamber.org, and you can go in our business directory and look up any of the nonprofits we have. There's so many out there that offer such great programs, and we've touched on 3 today that we hope have touched your heart. And
Absolutely.
you'll keep in mind next time you want to volunteer if you just know someone who's in need of any of those 3 services.
It'd be great to see all of these programs grow and somebody hear success stories down the road
It really
of somebody
will.
that saw this show today and been able to find what they need out there in Brunswick
Exactly.
County.
And let us know too, if something like this has touched your heart, give us a call at the Chamber. You can get both Tony's information and my information on the website. We'd love to hear if something that we've done just through this show by bringing these few guests on has touched you, and I know it's touched us. And
Absolutely.
it's been a great holiday
Yeah,
season.
it
We're
sure
looking
has.
forward to it, and please join us next month for our January show, and looking forward to having some more fun.
Yep,
maybe.
absolutely.
Yeah. So.
Get my feet wet today and learning a little bit how this works, and looking forward to being a part of Brunswick County and the Chamber of Commerce here. It's been a great ride so far, and it's going to be fun going forward.
Thanks for joining us, and we hope to see you next month.
From all of us at ATMC, the very best wishes to you this holiday season.